Hello, hello, West Ham Network. It's Holly, and I'm here with your Hammers headlines for today, Wednesday, the 10th of December, run in association with KUNB.com. Now, today we have got two youngsters saving the day and making a name for themselves in the under 21s, a striker target that we've been linked with before, and a price tag on Kilman. Without further ado, let's go. West Ham Network, it's Holly. I hope everyone's having a good day. If you haven't already, check out my video from earlier today where we spoke about all things West Ham United. Don't know what this is, but no one does. So for your first story today, Finlay Herrick saved a penalty in the 95th minute to retain our 1-0 win over Colchester in a round of 32 last night. And this continues our journey as the only academy team to reach the knockout stages, going a step further into the Virtue Trophy round of 16. Now, it's very exciting that we are doing so well at this level, and the goal was scored by no other than Herrick And Earthy, firing a low shot past their keeper in the 17th minute. This win was, of course, a huge one, with Colchester sitting 10th in League Two, making it no easy feat and a great test for the Hammers. And there was an incredible attendance of 1,600 Hammers there to watch our victory, with Herrick And Earthy also commenting after the game on how much it helped to get the team over the line and how special it was to hear his name chanted by all the West Ham fans. And there are just so many positives to take from this. But the question that I've got for you is, how involved do you think we should be getting these academy players that are doing so well in our first team? And do you think Finn Herrick could be a natural recruitment replacement in goal for the first team, having come back now from his loan against Boreham Wood? While we're talking about them as well, in other related news, West Ham have been reported by Sean Whetstone to be delaying a decision on whether to loan out Kante and Herrick And Earthy in the January transfer window, despite significant interest. Apparently, no decision has been made yet, but obviously conversations are being had about what role they could play in the coming months at West Ham and how we could utilise their talent. Now, for your second story, Valentin Castellanos. Probably absolutely butchering that, and I can only apologise if I am. But West Ham are said to still be interested in the Argentinian centre forward, Valentin Castellanos, also known as Tati Castellanos. And it's being reported by Il Messaggero that he would apparently jump at the opportunity to move to the Premier League. So we've been linked with this player in the past. We've spoken about him in the past, but nothing came of it. And given that we expect to now part ways with Fulkrug in January, the news source is now saying that we are ready to finally make this official move. So the price tag is thought to be around £26 million. And the reports are also saying that Lazio would be willing to let him go if a fair offer comes in for him. It's worth noting that he had a solid start to the season. He actually got 2 goals and 3 assists in 6 games, despite him only actually playing for a full 90 for 2 of those games. But then in October, he encountered a hammy injury, which saw him miss 6 games over 48 days. And then he returned at the end of November. So he's back playing, and he played 60 minutes in his last game. And I don't think that is necessarily a recurring injury, because the last hamstring injury he had was back in 2019. Didn't keep him out for ages. Looks like he's getting minutes again. But overall, his injury history is somewhat questionable. This happens with so many players, and maybe we're just burnt, so we're so scared about it at West Ham. But he had an adductor injury in the 23-24 season, which returned twice the following season, 6 months apart, and forced him to have a total of 25 days out between February and March 2025. He also had a calf muscle tear in March, which kept him out for 22 days. So quite a few injuries there. However, also very interesting attributes that we could bring to West Ham. As we know, we are linked with many strikers. There is certainly not a leading target as such, because it looks like we're sussing out all our options and seeing what we can do. But I would love to hear your thoughts on Valentin Castellanos. So let me know your thoughts down below. Do you think he is the signing that we need to make at West Ham? And for your final story, West Ham are reportedly willing to sell defender Max Kilman if we receive an offer of over £25 million in January, with Nuno remaining unconvinced on the player. So it's going to be interesting to see if anyone actually comes in for him. We all had very high hopes for Kilman, didn't we? Given his leadership, his ability, what he'd managed to do so far at Wolves. But his performances have been inconsistent in claret and blue, and this does make him one that we could potentially see head out of the door to collect money that we can spend in January. Palace are one of the teams that are said to be interested, so there are some that are sniffing around but no concrete interest. But the question that I've got for you today is, do you think £25 million is a fair valuation? And do you think we'd actually be able to replace Kilman for this money? Or would we need to find more money from somewhere else to buy someone else? And it's obviously a risk when you bring someone in. We thought Kilman would be great, and yet we see a very leaky defence. So there's always a risk when you bring in a new player. My fear would be we spend 40 million again, making another 15 million loss. Because my main worry, like I said, he signed a 7-year deal back in July 2024. So just a year and a half later, we're making this £15 million loss, and we can't afford to keep doing this with signings. It's obviously a bit of a sign of our overall recruitment not being consistent over the years, and so many different people with different ideas and priorities getting a say. But what do you think? Should we let Max Kilman go for £25 million, or hang on and hope that his value increases in some way by the end of the year? That said, I'm not entirely sure how we do that without playing him and him having absolute worldies of performances. So it's going to be a bit of an uphill battle in terms of trying to get more for him. But we've got many, many years left with Max Kilman. And as we've all said, our centre-backs, it's not foolproof enough. Mistakes keep being made. So changes need to be made and investment needs to be made. But obviously getting rid of Kilman would put a lot of pressure on bringing somebody in straight away. So let me know your thoughts down below in that comment section. So there you have it. Those have been your Hammers headlines for today. If anyone is thinking of commenting about the lack of a star on the tree, we know there's a situation with the star on the tree. It's too heavy. It's just pulling and falling. So last year I got abuse on here for having a wonky star, and I thought, I'm not having this, not again this year. So we're getting a new star. So it's going to be just up here, and hopefully it will be at a better angle than last year, because I don't want to let any of you down. But I hope everyone's having a good day. If you haven't already, like I said, go and check out my video from earlier today. We had so much to talk about over there. And thank you for watching. Thank you for always watching, despite the fact that at West Ham, things are sometimes a little bit doom and gloom, but we like to try and keep that positive spin. Most importantly, we like to keep that conversation going. I'm loving reading everyone's thoughts and replying to the comments as well. So please drop your thoughts on today's stories in the comments. Let us know what content you want to see. Let us know what topics you want us to discuss. Let's make this nice and interactive and nice and engaging. If you haven't already, please hit that thumbs up button to give the video a like. Make sure you subscribe to West Ham Network so you never have to miss another update. Until next time, thank you so much as always for watching. I've been Holly. You've been West Ham Network. Come on, you Irons. Irons.